Pluto loved the sky, not just the planets and stars, but the wide blue sky above his town. He loved how clouds moved in slow patterns and how sunlight flickered through tree branches. Whenever he saw something beautiful, his hands began to flap. They flapped like bird wings, fast, light, and full of energy. It happened when he was excited, when something inside him felt too big to hold, like joy filling his chest and spilling out through his fingers. He didn't even notice he was doing it, but other people did. One boy from his class frowned and asked, "Why do you wave your hands like that? Are you pretending to fly?" Pluto didn't answer. He didn't know how to explain that it wasn't pretend. It was real. It was how his body spoke when words couldn't. One morning, Pluto and his class went on a field trip to the Science Museum. As soon as they entered the space zone, his eyes lit up. There were glowing planets, a digital Mars landing, and a huge 3D map of the Milky Way. Pluto stood before the planetarium screen, watching stars swirl and dance. His hands flapped joyfully, up and down, left and right, like they had their own language. But behind him, a group of students giggled. "Look at Pluto! He's doing the bird thing again." Pluto froze. His shoulders sank, his hands stopped midair. He looked down. He could still feel the stars moving inside him, but now he didn't know what to do with the feeling. The excitement didn't go away, but now it had no exit. After lunch, Mrs. Lena found Pluto sitting alone by the gift shop, eyes down. "Are you okay, Pluto?" she asked softly. He nodded slowly. "Did something happen?" "I flapped," he whispered. They laughed. Mrs. Lena knelt beside him. "Pluto, when you flap your hands, what does it feel like?" He thought for a moment. "Like when a rocket launches," he said quietly. "It has to move. If it stays still, it explodes." She smiled warmly. "That's beautiful. Your hands are your launch pads." That night, during story time, Mrs. Lena told the class, "Did you know everyone expresses feelings differently? Some people jump when they're happy, some clap, and some flap their hands like wings. That's not silly. It's wonderful." Pluto looked up from his book. She hadn't said his name, but he knew. The next day, Arya walked to Pluto's desk with a small blue notebook. On the cover, she had drawn stars and written, "Pluto's Sky Journal." "For your sky thoughts," she said. Pluto smiled shyly. "Thank you." When his feelings grew too big to flap, he could draw them instead. But he still flapped sometimes, like when the school got a new telescope. When Pluto looked through it and saw Saturn's rings for the first time, his hands fluttered like satellites. This time, no one laughed. Arya even flapped her hands beside him. He asked softly, "Why did you do that?" She grinned. "Because I was happy too. Maybe it's contagious over time." Pluto learned something important. Repetitive movements weren't wrong. They were his body's way of feeling, thinking, and expressing. When he flapped, it meant joy. When he rocked, it meant calm. When he hummed, it meant peace. His teachers began to understand. His friends began to listen. Then one day, a new student joined their class, Myra. She wore headphones and chewed on a chewy necklace. When it got noisy, she bounced her knees fast. The first time she saw Pluto flap, she didn't say anything. The second time, she smiled and asked, "You do that too?" Pluto nodded. "When I'm happy." "Me too," she said. And that day, they sat side by side, flapping and bouncing in their own quiet rhythm. For the first time, Pluto didn't feel strange. He felt seen. Summary: repetitive behaviors. Illustrated: Pluto flaps his hands when excited, especially in sensory-rich places. The story shows how these movements are his natural way of expressing emotion and self-regulation. He feels hurt when others laugh, but finds comfort through understanding teachers and kind friends. He learns that repetitive behaviors aren't wrong. They're part of who he is. And through new friendships, like with Arya and Myra, Pluto discovers acceptance, joy, and the beauty of neurodiversity. Because sometimes, joy is too big for words. Sometimes it moves through your hands and takes flight.